Hey, rappers are monkey flipping with the funky rhythm. I be kicking. Y'all know what it is. Y'all see the title. We here to talk about some New York basketball. I mean, I guess we're gonna be talking about Minnesota too, but Minnesota ain't fly. Y'all know what it is. Brandon Ruckus podcast. We back. All right, y'all. What's up, y'all? We are back here to talk about some basketball. Y'all know how it is. We're gonna be talking about some New York Knicks and some Minnesota Timberwolves. Big trade went down. We know we're gonna talk about this stuff. But first, I want to welcome y'all to my podcast. First time listeners, last time listener, whatever, wherever, coming back in there, whoever's gonna listen to it. But yeah, this is a podcast where we break down sports and also music. Right now, the basketball season about to start up, so we gotta talk about the sports. So I'm glad everything's come together. We just got media day happening with so many teams, different things went down the big trade, which we're gonna talk about that. It's just like basketball's about to start up. I'm getting a little jiggly feeling, Woo! Gotta dance a little with it. Getting happy for the basketball season, but yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I want to record this podcast earlier, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, my girl wouldn't let me use her laptop. She was tripping, man. She said, "Nope, you ain't gonna use my laptop. No, you gotta clean the kitchen." I'm like, I ain't feeling clean no kitchen. Like, forget them dishes. On some real dishes can sit there. We here to bring the ruckus. Like, nobody gotta have no clean house. No, I'm joking, y'all. We definitely gonna have a clean house. It don't make sense to have no nasty house. So if you out there with dirty house, make sure you clean them dishes. But yeah, how y'all going? How y'all feeling out there? Everybody out there, want to say I'm glad everyone who's checking in the pods. We still growing. Got a little couple guests on there. Last time I had, talking about the Pistons and everything. Pretty sure I'm gonna have some more guests come pretty soon. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna try to dish out a lot of these podcasts pretty soon because if y'all didn't know, pretty sure I mentioned it before, but if you didn't know, your boy's about to get married, so a lot of stuff is about to be pre-recorded, about to lock a lot of stuff down. Really, just this weekend, I'm about to boom, 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 try to push out a lot of content, have it all scheduled for everybody for everywhere, get it and you know, keep on things going. But I'll be back probably late. What month is this? October? What's September? Is that October? Oh my how I don't know my months. November, probably be back, early November-ish. I'm recording stuff more live. That's when the season start up. We can talk about more of these things going on. But yeah, for now, we can talk about this trade that went down on the weekend. And you know what? I gotta say, I'm so glad this trade went now because this whole week, really just like the whole data trade, I was talking about Cat and talking about Gobert, talking about yeah, but I'm really hyped up for this because all during the day, I believe it was Friday when the trade happened, I was on this little group bunches or whatever and just talking about how Gobert is soft, talking about how Cat is soft and how the T Wolves are going to make a move eventually. And people just acting like I was crazy. Like, no, you don't know basketball. You know how sports fans going. You don't know basketball. Oh, you're a casual, this, that, and another. I kept saying, like, y'all, Minnesota, I said, got the screenshot. I said, y'all, Minnesota's going to have to make a move between, they got to choose a path. They got to bite the bullet between Gobert or Cat. One of them is going to be traded. They're going to pull a plug. My exact words was they're going to have to pull a plug on one of them, either Cat or Gobert. Now, I thought it was Gobert because I believe Gobert is overrated too. People act like he's just some unstoppable defensive force. Like, y'all, I grew up watching Ben Wallace. Like, straight up. I'm from Michigan. I grew up watching Ben Wallace. I grew up still watching D12 in his prime. Some of my favorite players. I love, no Diddy, pause. I love my big man, especially a big man who can, rim protect. That's one of my favorite type of players. But it's no shade to Gobert or anything like that. It is what it is. Gobert is not resting. Oh, before I start this name, before I get on my little rant, rest in peace to Kemba Mutombo. He passed away like 2 days ago, man. Someone great for the league, an ambassador, did a lot for Africa and stuff that I don't even know he's doing. A lot of humanitarian stuff, building hospitals and things like that. Like this man, it's sad he gone. Everyone know Matumbo. Like even if you don't watch basketball, we seen the Gecko commercials or something. No, no, no. We know about that finger. So everybody, we can just have a little silent, moment of silence for Dikembe Mutombo. That being said, everybody right now just have to give my respect to him because it's a lot of people passing away right now. It's just crazy. Like it's so much that I didn't want to come on here and say RP, RP, RP. Rappers and basketball players alike just passing away. Not just rappers, musicians. Like when the Jacksons passed away, just seeing James from Good Time, John Amos, he passed away. Like it's so much people passing away, and I don't want to, be sad about it. But for real, we gotta give it up on Tumbo. Like for real, wave that finger. No, 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 for him. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Gobert. When we look at guys like Matumbo, known from waving that finger, Ben Wallace, D12, Dwight Howard was a beast in Orlando. Y'all remember him? Like nobody can get in the paint. He was sending them shots going the way. Gobert is not that type of player. And it's not hate, but it is what it is. Like this man was awarded 4-time defensive player of the year. And let's be real. Like I said, when that bunches group, a lot of these players was overlooked because of that. During this time, Drew Holiday, y'all think he don't deserve defensive player of the year? Like, come on, get out of here, man. Y'all telling me them years 2016, 17, 18 and stuff, Drew Holiday wasn't a better defender. This man, when he's on the court, he's like a Rudy Gobert at 6'4". I mean, I remember seeing statistically, this man is like a center because his defense is so good. This man is so good at defense. You see the teams he just came from, Milwaukee, they won a championship because his defense. He left, not a good. Celtics, they just added him, and everybody knew. Well, at least I knew. I'm gonna say when they added Drew Holiday, instant championship. So why we just want to act like just because Rudy Gobert is 7 foot and tall and block shots that he just, oh my God, this great stopper? Like, no, he's not that. He's not what it is, and that's why he gonna be moved. Well, he ain't gonna be moved pretty soon, but he ain't gonna be in the league pretty soon. For one, he's old too. He's much older, like 36 or so. Like, come on, y'all. Let's be real. If you want to start a team up, just defenders only, are y'all gonna be looking at Rudy Gobert because he's a 4-time champ, or are you gonna look at someone like Dennis Rodman? I mean, 4-time defensive player of the year. Which one y'all think will be more defensive? Y'all gonna look at Ron Artest, crazy wood, middle of the piece. Y'all gonna look at him. That's no was 4-time, but y'all gonna look at Artest, Drew Holiday. Y'all gonna pick Rudy Gobert over all of them? Like, come on, y'all. Let's be real. Like I said, it's no shade, but it's just facts, y'all. Like, come on. Rudy Gobert is not that dominant, but I'm like, ain't nobody scared of him. Like for real. Like he's tall and yeah, he can block your shot. I will give him to him. I'm not saying he's a trash defender. A lot of people just think that stuff. Like, just because you criticize somebody don't mean you're saying they trash. Like, it's just the fact that he's not dominant. But I will give Rudy his credit. He talked about that during media day, and he said, it don't matter what people say. They're gonna have their opinion. I'm still gonna play the game. So, even though he put his hand all on the mic with COVID and everything, and different issues like that with him crying all the time. That's here nor there. I keep that out of there. He's still someone who lays up on the court and still gonna block them shots. So even though the man do be playing soft, I'll give credit when credit is due. He's still someone who go out there and will still block your shot. That being said, we're gonna talk about this trade with Minnesota and stuff. The reason why I see it, like, I'm about to go in a little bit, so I'm gonna try to entertain y'all a little bit, but I see a lot of people saying that Minnesota lost this trade and like where they going. But if y'all look at it, it's for number one, y'all know it's a money move, getting rid of Cat. And I'm gonna talk about Cat when we talk about New York. Like Cat is soft too, though. I'm gonna keep it real. Cat is very soft. Man, that's what I was talking about in that group as well. Like, Cat don't have that winning mentality for them to go to the next step. Now he is a nice 1-2 punch when it comes to him and Ant-Man, because Ant-Man, it's been tough times. He's that alpha dog, that dog on there. You know what I mean? He's gonna tell people like, yo, y'all see him during the press conference and stuff. He telling them like, yo, why you effing fouling so much? That's the stuff he telling Big Cat that this man is. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Y'all got a little kid talking to y'all like that? Like, I know Ant-Man ain't no little kid, but Cat is like 28. Ant-Man is like 21 years old. Like, That's big bro, little bro. Now I am the youngest of my siblings, but I ain't gonna be talking about siblings like that. My brother, I mean, we older now, of course, but still, I ain't gonna be able to just be talking to my brother like that, and just punk him like that, especially when he's way bigger than me. Like, come on, y'all. The way Ant Man's alpha dog, he need another dog with him, and Cat is not that dude, and that's another reason why they trade him. Like right now, it might have sucked, but in the long run, it's probably going to pan out a little bit. But it is, I will say, it's a huge gamble because they just made it to like the Western Conference Finals. They was right there on the cuffs, so maybe they made the trade a little too premature. But I'm not saying I still understand it. And you look at Julius Randle, he's kind of the same player as well, but he's not as soft as Cat. I mean, he does play injury, problems a lot like that. But I mean, so was Cat. They're around the same age. They kind of give the same production. But Cat he's basically like a bigger Julius Randle. But I will say, everybody hating on Julius Randle and stuff. The man can still pass the ball. So he's not the shooter Cat is. I know a lot of people looking at the floor space. You don't necessarily need. I mean, floor spacing. Let me break down basketball for y'all because a lot of people look at floor spacing because Steph Curry, like just shooting threes. Floor spacing is not just someone who can shoot 50 from deep, just shooting crazy Steph Curry shooting threes. Floor spacing is also people shooting the mid range, people cutting. Like you can still force a space, you can still space the floor out without even being a good shooter. It's as far as you cutting, moving in your lanes and stuff like that, you can still be someone who would impact floor spacing. Like, statistically tell this type of stuff. It's all about putting the right pieces around there. Just because Julius Randle is not a great 3-point shooter, it doesn't mean he's not gonna space the floor. He still has a nice mid range. He's still someone who can like catch from 3-point range. Had the defender out there for them, guarding him, not knowing he's gonna shoot the three or pass it. People are just not looking at the way Randall can pass it. So to me, the trade, I mean, you could say Minnesota lost. I mean, they got a pick out of it. What's that Detroit pick? It's not going to be much. Like people in Detroit call it the never ending pick. But yeah, they still got uh, Dante DiVincenzo. Probably said his name all messed up, but they got Dante. So I say Minnesota fans, y'all got to just look at this right now. It's just a move for the future. They choosing to choose Ant Man over getting capped out and not being able to do no moves. Like we knew if you watch Ant Man his rookie season, you knew this man was a dog. He's putting like 40 points and just showing like making Cat play stronger. And that's why they's like, you know what? Let's build towards the future and go towards this. When it comes to Rudy Gobert, he got like 2 more years left in his contract. So he's gonna be moved. If not, this year, next year when he's an aspiring agent, or they're just gonna let him sign for way cheaper, and then they can fill out their roster even more. Maybe get another better superstar, maybe one or two to pair with Ant Man. You might even looking at, I hate to say this, but a super team. You never know what's gonna happen in the future. So right now, it might look like they so-called lost a trade. Quote for y'all who don't see me on audio side, but it's gonna come back and hopefully work in their favor. Now it still can bounce back and not do much for him, but overall, I do think Minnesota. I'll see the direction they're going. Like the team, they're getting younger, and people are really slipping on them. People are just looking at all they lost Cat, but look what they did in the draft as well. They got Rod Dillingham, and I think Rod Dillingham is going to be someone that's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't know why the Spurs traded him. I'm no basketball expert. I'm just giving my opinion, but I feel like he's going to be one of them dudes who break out. So when you think about the Minnesota's future, think about Dillingham, number 8 pick this year. Let him break out to be like a Kimbo Walker-ish, Kyrie Irving-ish, one of them point guards who can like kind of do it all, but mainly scoring. Someone who can score but still facilitate. Put that on there with Ant-Man. Y'all got y'all's backcourt of the future. Julius Irving. I'm about to say Julius Irving. What's that boy's name? Big Eye Crazy? No, I'm talking about. Oh, looking like he's shocked. Yeah, I know I'm talking about Julius Randle. He might resign, but I doubt it. But anyway, T Wolves, they got their backcourt of the future with Dillingham and Edwards if, Dillingham work out. They already got Jalen Daniels locked in. Nas Reed. I don't think Nas Reed is ready to play the position filling Cat's shoes, but we'll see. He was a sixth man of the year runner up, so he might can do some damage, but I do think he'll be better off playing off that bench. I think they get a lot out of him playing off that bench, but they lost Cat, so we're gonna see how that go. But overall, y'all, if you look at the T-Wolves, it might not look like they doing much, but y'all, they have Ant-Man. Ant-Man did a lot with the Team USA. He talked about during media day that he's learned a lot. He learned a lot from watching guys like KD, LeBron, Steph. I'm doing Team USA. So prepare for this man to average like 30 points this season. He's about to go. It's Ant-Man's time to show you that he's the person that y'all should build around. Cat, even though I think I'm not a big fan of Cat. I love his skills, but I don't love his mentality. I thought maybe he would be the perfect like beta dude, but maybe they're looking like someone too alphas, kind of like how I hate to compare him. The Celtics kind of have. Maybe looking for someone to be Ant Man's second dude who's not gonna play ass off, who's not gonna be in foul trouble as much. Like I hate using this term, but Ant Man is Batman. He needs his Robin. I hate saying like that. Kind of corny, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying. Ant Man is the dude to build around. He need a second guy to go to. So it's just the Cat. He doesn't fit the timeline as much, so they got rid of him. Not saying I agree with it, but I'm here to understand things. I'm not saying what I would have did. I would have got rid of Gobert personally. Don't get me wrong, because Cat been there a while, but these organizations see things that we don't also see. Like maybe they saw Cat like, yeah, we don't want to pay him as much because he is soft for me. Let's be real, man. Always crying and stuff, but no, I ain't gonna get down about that. I ain't gonna talk down about that. But and man, it's time for him to come into his leadership, be more the person that he can be. And they spoke of that the coach, Minnesota's coach and the GM, Scott Connolly and all them, Mitch Michael Nori, all them, they talked about it's time for Ant Man to be more of a leader. And to me, that more leaderships with their shows, Ant Man has to grow up. And a lot of people don't want to hear this, because they just look at him on the court. Oh, he's funny and all this stuff. Like, you can be funny. LeBron was the same way, kind of funny, joking around. But some of the stuff for Ant Man to be the person that a lot of people see him as, the face of the league and all that jazz, he had to clean up his act. Let's be real. Same with Ja Morant was getting into. I'm not saying Ant Man is on that wild and toting guns type of thing, Yeah, I ain't saying he on that type of vibe, but he does a lot of cussing during the press conference and just cussing a lot during the media. Which I mean, a lot of us, especially nowadays, people who's younger and so don't care so much about cussing as much. But it's also about how you carry yourself in a professional manner. You got to think about families and things like that nature. Like people don't want to hear their kids looking up to a professional athlete and he's out there cussing, using the mother F's and all this other stuff. Like that's not a good look if you're trying to sell a family product. Like you gotta think about your little nephews or your little kids or something like that, and they seeing Ant Man, and then they just start dropping F bombs from the family function and stuff. Like Thanksgiving is coming up now, like you don't need little Johnny out there cussing out grandma, saying I'm a motherfucking beast, anyway. And then it's just because Ant Man said it, like you want the embarrassment, like I'm sorry, Aunt Gigi. Is this basketball player, Anthony Edwards, and he just says, and then little Jimmy loves him, and he just loves him, so he just repeats everything he says. Like, I'm sorry, mother. I don't want the vibes. I don't want that during Thanksgiving. So Ant Man gotta clean it up for the kids, man. For the kids. You gotta clean up your image and just step into that leadership more. So that being said, that's all I kind of got to say about Minnesota. It's still, pretty early with their trades. I do want to say people like Conley and stuff. People might say he might be older, but he's gonna work with Dylan. I mean, Minnesota is getting younger. The trade, it sucks losing Cat. I mean, anybody of that caliber, I'm not gonna act like Cat is just trash, but anybody of that caliber, it does suck losing. but you do got to realize that this is a move for the future, and that's what Minnesota's doing. It might be premature. Don't get me wrong. I will agree. It might be premature, but we're gonna see what they're gonna do pretty soon. So that being said, we're gonna move on. We're gonna be talking about them New York on my mother. We're gonna be talking about New York Knicks, son. New York Knicks, son. Get your Timbs on, son. We're about to talk about them Knicks, son. All right, y'all. We back. Here to talk about the other side of the trade, the New York Knicks. Now, I do want to say this trade, man. It's crazy that Cat is actually on the New York Knicks. It's like, how is he gonna react to this New York crowd? Because, like I said earlier, Cat is pretty soft, and I'm gonna just, like I said, I bring the ruckus on this, this channel, this podcast, this channel, this podcast. You watch on YouTube, whatever. I'm gonna bring the ruckus. No, if I'm gonna go in against Gobert, and I said both of them get on my nerves because they soft, I'm gonna go in about Cat too. Cat is mad soft, and he's someone who's always crying, not playing tough. It's just playing real weak. If you grew up in the era that I grew in, you don't want to see a big man just playing so weak. But I do think this trade, I don't know if New York is contenders so much right now, but it does put them over that, like, all right, we might be the second seed behind Boston. You never know what's going to happen, but it's almost like they're getting like a better version of Randall. I mean, especially with them getting Bridges. They might have overpaid a little bit for Bridges, but now them getting a Cat and not giving up too much. I think New York they can be pretty deadly. I do think they need to go and make that move and trade Mitchell Robinson or just get a replacement for Mitchell Robinson as well as Hartenstein, because if they can make Cat play the four a little bit, have another 7-footer out there where they can have size, the matchup against the matchups like Porzingis, a 7'2" dude with another one, Al Horford, who's about 6'8" but even people like what's Cleveland, the Jarrett Allens and Evan Mobley, when they got them little matchups for front court, two bigs like that. If they can get someone Cat plays nice, kill them with another 7-footer who can protect the rim, kind of like how Rudy Gobert was for them, New York might be deadly, like for real. But again, talking about Cat, if I'm talking about Cat or anybody in these players in general, it's because I mess with them, and Cat can really dominate the league. Like, I'm serious. He could have been dominating the league skills wise. I can't say he's better than Joker, but on the offensive threat, he's a better 3-point shooter. We know that. Better offensive force than Joker. Almost up there like Embiid, but he doesn't. It's like he doesn't have the mentality to just kill. Embiid got that killer mentality. That's why he's been leading and scoring, like top men scores. Like, how much time you see Embiid talking trash? Like, Cat, y'all always talk about this stuff like sassy, big purr, big purr. Everyone talk about him. He's not a big masculine. Like, I hate using these type of terms, but it is. He's not a big alpha dude who's gonna. He's not there for the kill. He don't have the mama telly, and that's the thing that kills me with Cat, because he can be that. He can easily be that if he locked in. Stop being soft. Stop being that. Hey guys, here's Cat. I'm currently house. Like, no, come there. Say stuff with your chest, man. Like, yo, I'm Cat. Big Cat. What up? Yeah. Yeah. What up, y'all? No, poke your chest out a little bit. Like, be a man, dog. Like, for real. If he was that type of dude, came with that mentality, Cat would kill this league. Like, straight up. If he played offense to defense, both sides of the floor, he can be unstoppable. Stay out of foul trouble. Cat can really be unstoppable. But the thing that kills me is just his mindset. Like, his mindset is so soft when he's not out there to kill. Like, he's always, when I watch him, I mean, it's not always. Sometimes he do got some moves when he's dunking on people, playing hard, sticking his chest out. But a lot of times he's like, whining and stuff. Ow, he found me. Like, no, man. Like, you 7 foot tall. You got the skills. You shooting them threes. Like, it's not even about being finesse or anything like that. Like, put your head down, put your chest down, and kill folks. And I ain't saying you gotta be all rah rah rah, because Tim Duncan wasn't like a rah 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 dude. But you know what? People talk trash about Tim Duncan. Um, Boogie Cousin got a nice story about Tim Duncan. He's talking trash about him and stuff, man, like yo, like Biggie Cousins talked about it. I'm at the pause for the cause and double check and look that junk up for y'all. Biggie Cousins talked about Tim Duncan like he's getting Boogie was all in Tim Duncan's chest. Get up, yeah, talking trash. Tim Duncan was like, all right, I got you. Just gave him a look. Ran off 16 straight. So it's not all about just being this tough rah 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 dude. But if you can just lock in, if Cat was that dude, I'm like, all right, you talking trash about me? All right, you don't gotta be flashy or nothing like that. Just lock in. Boom! I'm blocking 3 shots in a row. He can do it. The man is 7 foot tall. Like he can do it. I'm blocking 2 or 3 shots right in a row. Boom! Putting up, shooting three in face. Boom! Jab, jab. Boom! Hitting the mid range. You know what? Bob, take this spin move. Bam! I'm dunking on you. Or boom! Post up. Fade away. Got you. He gave all the skills to do these type of things. It's not like I'm not saying nothing the cat can do, and he can pass a little bit. Cat has all the skills in the world to dominate this league, like straight up. It's not like he never averaged 25 points or something like the game. And he's back with Tibbs too. Someone who's gonna make him play harder. Like, there's no excuse for me besides his mentality, and that's what kills me with Big Cat because he plays really soft and just acts really soft, but he has all the skills in the world. He's one of these dudes who just it's like almost like he didn't get out the mud, and that's why I said T was trading him because they realize that he's not someone they can win a championship out of. He's paying all this money. He need to be a better, version of what he is. But with that being said, now he's with Jalen Brunson. It's a different story. He's probably one of the best point guards he ever had. Now, Conley is cold. Don't get me wrong. He has the experience, his mind, the veteran. But Conley was not going to drop 40 on y'all with the 10 assists, maybe 8 assists to keep it light. He's not going to do that. Jalen Brunson's going to do that. So this backcourt or this 1-2 punch of Jalen Brunson and Cat is something to look forward for because he's probably going to get the best out of Cat. And it's crazy because all these guys coming on the Knicks, they're all nice dudes. It's not a lot of rah-rah, and type of guys. But they still play strong. And I hate that Dante is gone because Dante fit that. He's one of the Nova boys. But I do feel like they're going to bring out the best in Cat. Like, Miles Bridges been through the finals. He know what it takes. I mean, he's going to try to pump these guys up to be better, He's gonna make them play better defense. OG or Albanoli, a full season of him with Miles Bridges. They already talked about it during media day, how much they're gonna just switch off people, switch off people, switch off people. So we already know that's coming. Their defense is gonna be so much greater. Now, it sucks losing Dante because he's a good shooter, 3 type player, but they make up for it when they have guys like OG and Miles, who I've said Miles. Mikael Bridges, who can switch off, play defense, longer guys. They have all these guys who can just switch off, switch off, switch off. So many wings. Jay Hart, get them rebounds. So, I mean, we know Tibbs won't run them to the ground, but if Tibbs actually do their minutes right, don't kill everybody, New York is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It just all to me, though, about I hope Cat locks in and becomes that player he can be. Because this is honestly probably the best team Cat has ever been on. He came in the league. I don't think he came in, but he came in shortly after. He got Wiggs, Zach LaVine, a lot of talent on the team. But he ain't never had a team that's going to play everyone is like two-way. This is, everyone call this the role player superstar team, and the Knicks got it. Coming from Michigan, Detroit, y'all gonna kill me for this Detroiters. But they remind me a lot of the Golden Warrior team. And it's not the fact that they had what the Golden Warrior had, because that's a one-of-kind team. It'll never be duplicated. It's nothing like that. It's just the camaraderie that they have and the team chemistry that they have. a lot like going to work. And that to me is like a huge factor that a lot of people don't talk about. And with them all going to school together, Dante Bean and Brunson's wedding, different things like that, they all close. So they have a bond outside of the sport, outside their job. So on the court, it's like they know each other. I mean, like I said, they remind me of going to work team because Chauncey, actually Tayshawn, he talked about this on a podcast. You going through some stuff, you understand more. So they got that chemistry. They know each other, know they can talk about each other's family. They hang out together. That's going to edge a lot of these teams who might be beefing with each other. That's why the Pistons beat the old four Lakers and stuff because they was all beefing, that mind over matter type of stuff, use their psyche against them. So in that regards, and the fact there's a lot of role players on this Knicks team too. Jalen Brunson, he didn't bounce around like that, but the fact that he became what he is now, a dope point guard. I mean, he was nice on the Mavs. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that now he's on the Knicks and kind of broke out a little bit, I can see it going on. They got Cat now. Like I said, that 1-2 punch is gonna kill him. Miles Bridges, another person, third option scorer. He can go back to his ways like he was on the Suns. OG's gonna do his thing. He got championship experience. This Knicks team can be real deadly. One thing I do think they need to work on though is their depth, and I do think they need to make another trade for just get another big man. I really think it's messed up. The Utah was blocking that Walker Kessler trade because that probably would help them out tremendously. But they can also get someone who's not so bad that can still be the big man role, blocking shots and being defensive. But I do want to say to all y'all New Yorkers out there, speaking me being cat, being soft, and not him being locked in. I do want to say, y'all remember what y'all did with Randall? Like, y'all know how y'all treating Randall. And we gonna, if y'all just forgot, I'm gonna remind y'all real quick what y'all was doing with Randall.
Who was that? Was that Julius Randle? Okay, that makes sense. It was Julius Randle, y'all. They said fuck Julius Randle.
Yeah, y'all Knicks fans remember that, don't y'all? Y'all remember y'all destroying posters of Julian Randle, telling him to get out of here, stomping all there, basically doing the most. Being some New Yorkers, being extra, just on my mother, I'm gonna step him on my temps, forget that man, on my mother, son, forget him. Remember y'all doing all that? Y'all extra New Yorkers, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hardcore New Yorkers, y'all on my mothers, y'all on my mother cats, yeah. Y'all remember y'all was doing with that with Julius Randle? Y'all might do the same with Cat. That's why I'm saying this with him. When Cat start being soft, I know y'all happy right now, but can Cat withstand the New York crowd? Everyone being tough and being hard. Like New York is not a soft city. It's one of the biggest cities in the United States, in the world probably. Like it's a lot of melting pot people going in there. Is Cat going to be able to withstand them big bright lights in Madison Square Garden? I think he can, but it's also he might come back on some Ben Simmons type of stuff. Not saying he's gonna start faking injuries and all that, but that's a different story. But he might start crying and talking about the media and just might wear on the man's mental health on some real. A cat actually lock into that mentality and be strong, maybe not, but hey, on my mother, son, is y'all gonna be just crying with a cat when he start, fouling a lot? Anthony Edwards told y'all stop effing fouling all the time. He told y'all this man fouls a lot, so y'all gonna be throwing down big cat signs and getting mad talking about trading him and doing the most when he don't perform to your liking. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's coming. Cat's got all the skills in the world, but when that man get in foul trouble during the second round of the playoffs, when he's facing against Embiid and y'all need that size, don't say no one there warn y'all. Y'all wanted Julius Randle out there, and you got him out. It is an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. It is a big upgrade. Big cat, But when he get on y'all's nerves, when he start doing little goofy stuff, crying and playing all soft, don't come and try to stump him up with the Tims. Y'all better lace them Tims up and go somewhere else and buy yourself a little slice of pizza, buy yourself a hot dog or something like that. Don't come tripping when cats start playing real soft and crying like not doing what y'all want them to do. But for real, y'all, before I get out of here, I do want to talk about Jalen Brunson becoming more of a leader and being more that captain role. He might make Cat play less soft. He might be the Anthony Edwards in his ear, telling him being sad, or no, telling him to be less soft and things of that nature. Speaking of Anthony Edwards, I want to say this when I was talking about Minnesota. It is sad they're breaking up. Like that man is hurt. He lost his dog, but he's gonna get over it. But like I said, Cat is over in New York now. Hopefully Brunson bring out that toughness out of him and be that dog that he can be. Especially like, I mean, I know the West is hard, but in the East, you still got them big men out there. I mean, you might say Joker replaced with Embiid. He might be injured a lot, but he still got the Miles Turners who gonna play defense against Cat. Still got the Gerald Allens who's gonna play defense against him. Like the East ain't necessarily weak like that. Evan Mobley, he can still switch off and play Cat. The East ain't necessarily weak, but it's also like Cat can dominate the East, like straight up. Especially if Embiid ain't playing right. Porzingis being hurt, Cat can dominate the East and become. This might define his legacy. He might go down as one of the best Knicks of all time, for real. Behind like one of the best big man Knicks of all time, I should say. Behind Patrick Ewing, he can become that, like straight up. He's still pretty young. He's like 28. He can break out and be real cold. So I want to say, wrapping up this pod, I do like the trade for both sides. I see the Knicks are close to becoming champion, title contenders. I do think there's still some moves in them. Fill out their depth a little bit more. Some of the stuff they lost with, the trade, as far as losing Dante and all that, but also losing Hartstein. They need another big and kind of play defense. Robinson stay hurt, so they don't need somebody to replace him. But I also see T-Wolves they doing, getting younger, getting worse towards the future, preparing themselves for preparing themselves more for the future with Anthony Edwards. So that being said, y'all, that's our podcast. This is Bring the Ruckus. I'm your host, Davon. You can find me on all social medias. Just Davon Ambitious. Or just follow Bring the Ruckus podcast on all platforms. Catch me on YouTube. I'm gonna answer back at all comments and stuff. Just always, appreciate all the love, support, and get this podcast. We're gonna keep on trying to grow. We're gonna talk sports. The season is about to start up pretty soon, but keep sharing this. Give me feedback, comment, just let it grow, because we're gonna bring it here. So with that being said, y'all, thanks again. That's our show. And peace, y'all.